Hey guys, let's talk a little bit about trading strategies. So I'm sure you've seen all these videos that show you how to make so much money with trading meme coins. I got this guy up here. He says he made 80K in 24 hours. Not that I don't believe him, but I want a way to validate some of these claims. So I know a lot of these guys are full of crap. They're trying to farm engagement and bring more people to their YouTube channels. But I'm not going to pass up an opportunity. So if I see something out there like that, I want to validate their claims, and basically this is what this video is about. I'm going to show you how to do that, and I'm going to show you how to do it for free. So it's totally risk-free. You don't have to put any of your soul, any of your crypto up for grabs, because that's the downside of these things is you don't know if they work until you try. And how do you try? Well, you try usually with your real money, and usually these things will fail and you basically lose out on whatever you put in, right? So we want to avoid that here. I'm going to show you how to validate some of these plays using a tool that I created. It's called TxDefi. All right, this is it. This is TxDefi in all its glory. So right now I'm looking at a bunch of new pump fund coin launches, and I could choose Apin or any one of these things if I want to. The difference between this and other platforms is that I'm using fake SOL right now. So I can place trades and it's not going to break the bank. Successful. And I can turn those sounds off, by the way. The main theme here is that, hey, I want to try some new strategies out. I don't want to use my own money, so I'm going to go ahead and try out a strategy with this. This is free. This is a paper trading version of TxDefi, and the free version will only allow you to paper trade pump fund coins. Now, if you want the full features and all the frills that go into TxDefi and any future updates, go ahead and go to the Discord and check that out. But let's go ahead and get into a trading strategy that we can employ with this risk-free. So I'm going to spare you the details here. So on this guy's strategy, it's basically the same strategy that a lot of these guys use, like RNG and a lot of the KOLs you see on crypto Twitter, the big ones. But I'm just going through the ropes with this with you so you can learn to do this yourself and possibly build on this and learn to build your own strategies using this as a guide or as a starting point at least. So a little bit about me. I've been into crypto for the past 5 years or so, but I recently got into the meme coin trading thing, and the reason being is, you can't deny the amount of opportunities people have, the amount of generational wealth people have advertised. A lot of it is suspect, a lot of it is fake, but you can't deny that there have been a lot of people. It's on the blockchain. You can see that there are a lot of people making money with this. So that was the intrigue, is how are these guys doing this? What are they doing? How can I do it? And that was, how I started. Now, I've been a software engineer for the past 20 years. So I've learned that a lot of these ideas can be automated. So that's my intrigue also, is building software around these ideas so I can build some form of passive income. And that is an intrigue. And I'm still exploring opportunities. I haven't been fully successful at everything, but I've learned to make consistent trades. I've learned to automate a lot of this stuff. But yeah, I'm still exploring new methods, and it's been a blast, honestly. I don't really care if I make $1 million off of this channel. I'm just doing this because I like it. And if you like it too and you can benefit from it, hey, why not? All right, so let's go through this guy's strategy. So let's see how he made 80K in 24 hours. So I'm going to spare you the details. I'm going to open up Axiom and I'll show you the process, his process, and we'll see if we can go ahead and trade this on the paper trading app, TxDefi. So in Axiom, he basically opens up this pulse view. It shows all the latest meme coin launches, and it also shows the ones that have migrated, so that have reached their bonding curve. He specifically trades these. He sets up a filter on the metrics. He sets a market cap of 70K at a minimum. He applies that, so now he only gets those coins. The next thing he does is he checks to see what the appeal of these coins are. Basically, he checks to see if, hey, do they have a meme ability? Could they go viral? This is purely speculative and very emotional, and it's based on a lot on experience. This is a kind of the most labor intensive thing to do, I would say. So you have to go through this, and if some of these things stick out, and those are the ones that you would bid on. The next thing is, does this coin have community? Is there a cult following? Does it have a Telegram? Does it have an X? Does it have a Discord? You'd have to go into those communities to kind of see what level of involvement people have, what level of conviction people have in this coin. The next thing he checks to see is the actual technical data on this coin. Does it have volume? And he'll go ahead and use the 1 minute chart to check that. He checks to see if there's sustained rising volume. In this play right here, it looks like things are starting to wake up, right? So that's starting to look pretty good. So that might be a good entry point right here. The next thing is the data on here. Basically just rug check type parameters. Is it top holders, top 10 holders? Is it too large? Is the dev still holding? Are there snipers? Are there insiders? How many bundlers are there? So if there's a high amount of bundling, it's likely going to be a pump and dump. So you want to avoid those types of things. The other thing is you want to make sure the liquidity pool tokens have been burned. For pump fund tokens, it's always the case. So in this case right here, this one looks like a pretty good buy. I would say the top holders isn't that high. The devs only has 1%, 1.7%. There's a low amount of insiders. We can also do a bubble maps check. I don't think he does that, just to see if there's any foul play here with people spreading things amongst a bunch of wallets. So those are the basic 4 steps. So it's checking the appeal, checking to see if there's community, checking to see if there's interest, if there's volume, and then checking the distribution of the coin. So this could be a pretty good buy opportunity. All right, so I'm gonna copy the CA contract address into the TxDefi. Go ahead and add it. He went ahead and added it. So I'm gonna go ahead and place a 5 sol buy. Now with these short-term plays, these lower market cap coins, this is 183K market cap, right? Your sol buy, that could affect other people's positions, right? So people will see that and they may want to cash in. So you don't want to, on these plays, you probably don't want to put more than 2 to 3 sol on these plays. So it depends how you want to play it, but I would say for a small market cap like this, I'll probably just put like 2 to 3 sol into it realistically. So let's just put 3 in there and I'll go to execute it.
Trade successful.
Now we just watch it. This thing right now, it'll track your PNL and basically we just sit and wait. So yeah, now we just play the waiting game. So I waited a little while and this looks like it's not really going anywhere right now anytime soon. So this is, as a short-term trade, this is probably not a good trade at all. But I didn't lose a damn thing. You know, I had this running, so it says I'm at a negative 0.8 PNL. Part of the strategy is learning when to take a loss. So that's also part of the strategy is learning when to take a loss. So that's about 1/3 of what I put in, right? Or a little less than that. Now, I can be smart and just say, okay, this is not a good trade and just pull out right now. Or I can do a little more research and see, you know, if this coin has merit. There's things I can do. I can look on the Pump Fund page. It looks like this thing has a live stream. Looks like it's about homeless people, something to do with that. So it looks like they're putting in some effort. So there's things I can do to research the coin. The dev seems to be still in. There's things that look bullish to me on this coin, and I'll probably have to wait and see for a while, but the fact of the matter is that I have to decide, you know, whether I should pull out or not. It's about 1/3 of what I put in. I would lose immediately right now if I sold. So the other part of the strategy is when to take profit. You got to know when to take profit. There's certain milestones that you need to define. So going back to the chart, so it looks like this thing is waking back up. Going back to the chart, you need to decide when you're going to start taking some profit. And based on the research that you've done, if it seems like this thing is going to go viral, you probably want to hold on to it for a while. Maybe take a little bit of profit at the certain milestones. People emotionally trade, so there's certain milestones when they get hit, people will tend to take some profit. So like at this point, we're at 185K. People decided to take a profit, or more than that, the whole thing just kind of collapses a little bit. A lot of times the 500K mark will 100K mark will be the milestone. 500K will be a milestone. A million will be definitely a milestone. So at each of those points, you should probably be taking some profits. So that's what this guy kind of teaches. So there you go. I provided you a method that you can use to practice these trades. So I could wait a while, and look, my P&L is down already. So it looks like this thing is starting to go in a more bullish trend again. But time will tell whether it's going to work out. So in retrospect, this would have been a good trade. I just didn't hold out long enough. So if I would have held out 4 more hours, I would have made a profit. So let's just see how much I would have made on that. So just drawing the chart here. So I came in around 175K market cap. So that would be approximately, if I would have cashed in right here, that would have been like a 53% return. So what does that mean? That means around, if I would have put in around $1,000, I would have made around $530. So that wouldn't have been a bad trade for me. So I just, you got to do your due diligence on these coins. You got to do a lot of research, make sure the sentiment's good. Like I was talking about before, I didn't do all that for this coin. I was just trying to show you an example of this guy's strategy, and the strategy is pretty solid. You just have to spend a lot of time with it. Honestly, it's not, I do a lot of other things with my time, so I don't really have time to stare at the charts a lot. So that is why I pursue trying to turn a lot of this into an automated approach. So that's something that's really interesting to me. So yeah, guys, this is just the beginning. You can use this to practice. Like I said, you can practice with paper trading with pump fund coins. You can start doing that now. This code is open source. There's no wallet required. You don't need to put in your wallet information, nothing like that. You can audit the code. One of the ways people are doing that right now is they're putting it into AI, ChatGPT or Cloud. They're analyzing the code to make sure it doesn't have anything malicious in it. I encourage you to do that. You have to be cautious in the space, like I said before. So go ahead and do your due diligence. But this is free. At least this version is. And if you want more, if you want to support me, so by all means, please go to the Discord link below and check out the fact for details on the full version. So the other part of this, if you want to take this to the next step, a lot of these things can be automated. And this TxDefi provides a framework for doing that, for automating these trades. This is also free. You can also practice forming trades. So there's a trades editor. You have to learn how to code though. You have to know how to code in Python. So you're going to write these scripts basically, and then they'll show up here, and you'll be able to configure them with all your information, and you'll be able to run your own strategies. So everything I talked about, you can automate in some way. So in the next video, I'll discuss that. I'll kind of follow up with this video on how you could automate some of this stuff. Now, putting together that content of how to actually do it, that would take it would probably be at least 10 to 12 hours of content. So I'm not going to be putting that out, at least not right now, but I'm going to be showing you the theory behind it and how to do it yourself. And then the code will be available for you to try it out. You can use the free version, build on that, and try to build out your own strategies and automate your passive income. There you go, guys. Hopefully this is useful. So I'll see you on the next one.